Hello, my pretties, and welcome back to another round of Disney Villainous Solitaire version with your old pal Stroogie and Kermit. If you watched the previous video, you'll remember that it was a very short game of Dr. Facilier, and that I planned to play another game just to see if I can get a more well-rounded game going of Dr. Facilier, but I kept that shorter one because it was illustrative of how his game can accidentally be won very early on. So, and also I had already recorded a game of his, and I just needed to put something out there, you know? So I'm not going to do a lot of preamble with describing how the setup works. I just want to jump right into it. If you need to catch up on how I set up for a solitaire game, just go watch the first couple minutes of any of the other videos on this playlist, okay? That said, I am going to be all fussy and arrange things very nicely. Okay. I will show you this, though, guys. I did, like I said in the other video, I did get my dice. So these are now actual dice with little stickers on them showing symbols for playing Fate. I'm very happy about it. I tried them out last night. They roll real nice. They have a nice weight to them. And they don't look all janky like those paper ones. So without any further ado, let's just get right to this, shall we? Our first hand, oh my goodness. Our first hand costs nothing. Interesting. Okay. Let's move to the bayou, get our power, keeping my power up here on the top so it doesn't get in the way of my fortune pile later. And we're just going to go ahead and real quick play that Friends on the Other Side card to get ourselves 2 more power and to put a positive card in our fortune pile. So if that gets drawn out of the fortune pile later, that'll be a good thing. Sweet. We're already off to a good start. But then we have these 2 masked spirits that I don't like playing because that gums up my fortune pile and stops me from winning. Also, this card got a little messed up. I think I spilled something on it and I feel really bad, but it's like the one card in my whole set of games that I messed up. So you can kind of tell when it's in the pile or when it's in the deck. Oh well. Anywho. But I'm not going to play any of the cards because this one has to be played to a hero. Okay. I'm not really good. Let's see. Well, yeah, I will go over Dr. Facilier's objective. He needs to control the talisman and successfully rule New Orleans. So we need to find the item card called Talisman and have that on our side of the realm. And we need to find the Rule New Orleans card, get it into the fortune pile, and then play it successfully from the fortune pile while we have control of the talisman. Okay? Again, the setup and explanation of Dr. Facilier's game is in the shorter video. Just watch the first few minutes if you don't want to watch that whole thing, and then jump back into this one. Just so I can keep this video to a more reasonable length. Alright, so we're going down to turn 19. I already lost the number. There it is. And I'm rolling my new Fate attack die. To be honest, I tried this out a little quick game of Prince John last night, and I rolled Fate on myself like literally 10 times in a row. So maybe this die isn't balanced very well. I don't know. Uh-oh, here we go. Okay, so we got the effects cards. The effects cards in Dr. Facilier's deck are honestly usually even more powerful than the heroes. So I tend to play the effects if I get an effect in a hero rather than the hero. And if I have both of the effects, I usually play this one. Can't play this one right now anyway, because you have to choose an ally, and there aren't any right now. So let's play Almost There, and we're going to look at the top 3 cards of his deck. If we like any of them for the fortune pile, we'll put it in the fortune pile. If we don't, we return them to the deck. Alright, so we can't put this one into the fortune pile, because it says so. So we'll put that back on the top of the deck. These 2 cards don't have any fortune abilities, so if we put them in the fortune pile and he draws them, nothing happens, but at the same time, they take up space in his fortune pile and make it harder for him to get to rule New Orleans. And also, they keep him from playing these cards, which are useful to him. So we're going to take these away from him and put them in his fortune pile. Okay, So that is almost there. I love that song. If you've listened to that song, Nika Nani Rose holds that note at the end for like 11 seconds. She just belts like for her life. It's extraordinary. Okay. We're going to move to the parade and get 2 power. And I'm going to play Friends on the Other Side again and get 2 more power. So if you watched the first bit of my previous Dr. Facilier video, you'll remember that I said that it's really easy for Dr. Facilier to accumulate power because his deck is pretty cheap and he has this Friends on the Other Side card. So we're on our second turn and we have like, what is that? We have 8 power already. That's ridiculous. But that's just the way he rolls. So I'm going to use my discard symbol and I'm going to discard both of these. They are allies. Well, they're allies / items, so that makes them vulnerable to more than one type of fate card. A fate card that affects an ally or a fate card that affects an item. But they have this negative fortune that if I draw them out of the fortune pile, they cancel all the other cards and you can only play this one. So that prevents you from winning. It prevents you from, getting more power if Friends on the Other Side is what you drew. So I'm just sending them straight to my discard pile. I've got other allies that I'll find later on that will be more useful to me. Okay, so let's draw our hand back up to 4. We get this card. We knew that was happening. Although, if you recall, almost there says look at the top 3 cards. So actually our opponent would have looked at those cards and not shown them to us or anyone else. It would have been their secret. So we wouldn't have known this was on the top of our deck. But since we're playing both sides, that's the way it goes. Well, we got another copy of that card that they put into our fortune pile. So we have a condition card. We have the cards will tell. This is what we use to play cards out of our fortune pile. You can use this, you have to be at Voodoo Emporium. You can use this at any time. If you have a lot of cards in your fortune pile and you're trying to winnow it out to get at Rule New Orleans, just play it anyway. You have a few copies of this. It'll help you thin out your fortune pile. Get you some more power if that's in there, and give you a better chance of later drawing your winning card. Okay? So that's what we have to start our next turn with. Moving down to turn 18. I'm doing it again. I'm losing my place on this die. Alright, so let's see. If I get fated like a zillion times, I might call into question the proper balance of this die. Oh my lord. Okay. Can't play this one again because there aren't any allies to play it on, so we play Naveen. His ability is I can move all the heroes in the realm around, but there aren't any heroes, so he's just gonna be, he's 4 strength, so that's a pretty strong hero. So we'll just play him on top of the parade to cover up that 2 power symbol. Oh, I hope this doesn't get messy, guys, where I'm like, where I'm getting faded a million times. Because again, I'm going to have to make another die because I can't handle that. I actually lost the Prince John game I played last night because I got faded so much. Hey, you know what? Let's practice what we preach. To use a religious term. Sorry, doctor. I know that's not your thing. Go to the Voodoo Emporium, gain 1 power, and then we'll... What say... Well, we'll have to save this for later. I'm just going to play the cards will tell for 1 power. So when you play the cards will tell, you shuffle your fate deck, or this isn't my fate deck, this is my fortune pile. That's my fate deck. There's not a lot to shuffle here, just the 4 cards, but I'm supposed to draw 3 cards at random out of my fortune pile. So I'm shuffling them up, and I'll just grab the first 3. And then I'm going to play them, resolve their fortune abilities. Oh, jackpot! So Voodoo Dolls doesn't have a fortune ability, so nothing happens, it just gets discarded. Friends on the Other Side, its fortune ability is that you pretty much just repeat its original ability and then you discard it. So I get 4 more power. So that Friends on the Other Side card is really, really nice. That's like 4 free power waiting for you if you play it right. So then we'll flip this back around. The fortune pile is face up. It's public knowledge. You and everyone else can see it. So now we just have 1 card left. So you don't just have to play the cards we'll tell when you have Rule New Orleans in there. You can play it when you have a few cards, you want to thin things out, you want to grab some more power. It is there to help. Okay, I have an ally that I could play against Naveen, but these guys, they don't have an ability when you play them, but when they appear in the fortune pile, you lose 2 power. I don't so much mind these, not like the Mask Spirits, because again, I got lots of power. If I lose 2 power, that's not really going to set me back so much, so I'm not that afraid of playing them. I am out of play of card symbols, so I can't play them right now, but, you know, they're an option. I also have Frog Form. I can attach that to Naveen. It could be very useful. He's 4 strength, so it would cut his strength in half, and it would allow me to vanquish him with these guys. And I got another condition card. This is useful for rescuing cards from the discard, especially if my opponents discarded them, or if it was like those Voodoo dolls that got put in the fortune pile and I didn't get to play them. But again, you don't always get to play condition cards, so it's up to you whether you want to keep that card or not. I don't have a discard symbol to use, so I can't discard it now. I am looking for a couple of cards in my deck. We got another Frog Form. We could attach both of those to Naveen and make him 0 strength, and then we could just vanquish him without even having to use an ally. That's an option. All right, so that's it. Oh, you know what? No, let's use our fate symbol and perform a fate action using our new fate defense die. This one seemed to roll pretty. You know what? I don't think I really even played fate that much playing Prince John, because I was madly hopping back and forth between the 2 locations that gave me the most power, trying to catch up, and it was not successful. So let's just see what happens if we perform a fate action here. We gain 1 power. Yay. Okay. Add to our stash. Prince John would be jealous of this. So that's the end of our turn. Bring this down to 17. And let's roll for fate. Oh. See, I really am suspicious of this die. Good lord. Okay. Again, I don't have any allies, so I can't play the Evening Star. Big Daddy LaBeouf, this is the only fate card that can take a card out of your fortune pile and put it back. When I played the game that my computer ate, he actually grabbed Rule New Orleans out and put it into the deck again. He's the only one who can do that. But, like, there's nothing here that, like, if I was playing this, I wouldn't grab this card out of there, because that wouldn't help my cause. I want more useless cards in Dr. Facilier's fortune pile. So instead, I'm just going to play him to the Voodoo Emporium, cover up that power and that fate symbol, and in general just be a nuisance that he has to get rid of. Okay. At this point, like, I have so much power, I don't need to be going to my 3 power spot. That's a really, honestly, a handy thing for Dr. Facilier, because he has more options and places he can move. I am a power fiend, and I'm always moving to whichever spot has the most power, but I don't need to do that right now because I have so much. So I'm going to move to Tiana's place, gain 1 power. Let's see. You know, let's play Shadow Spirits here for 2 power, so we can take care of Big Daddy LaBeouf. And then we will later do something about Naveen. And then I am just going to discard my condition card because I'm trying to find that Talisman or Rule New Orleans. Okay, you know what? Honestly, this is a better game already than the one I recorded, the short game that I recorded previously. We've gotten faded a couple of times. Hopefully we won't get faded every single turn, because that's not really realistic either, to get faded every time. I was about to draw my hand back up, but I'm going to perform a fate action. +1 power. Okay. I'm actually disappointed about that. I wanted something else to happen, but that's fine. Okay. Oh, okay, we got a really good hand here, and we've got some more allies. That's good. That's actually an excellent draw right there. Good for you, Doctor. Excuse me. Okay. Move our counter down to 16. Oh boy, you guys. Let's roll for fate. Here, blow on it, Kermit. Okay, thank you. What the, Kermit, you didn't help at all. I'm wondering if it's the same side. Okay, so the -1 is right side up. So I'm gonna just keep an eye on that, because if it really is rolling the same way every time, that's concerning. Let's see what we got. Charlotte. So Charlotte has sort of the same ability as Almost There, except she only looks at 2 cards instead of 3. But I kind of feel like playing another hero, so we're just going to do that. There, we'll cover that one up. And then let's look at 2 cards. So again, you may look at the top 2 cards. So you're not revealing this. None of the other players nor the Doctor can see this. So we're just pretending we're not seeing this. So I would, if I were Charlotte, I would not put this in the fortune pile, because this is a positive one. It lets him search through his deck. So I'm going to put that back on the top. This one I am going to put in the fortune pile, because it'll make him lose 2 power. All right. So there we go. My camera's giving me a strange message, so I'm going to pause it for just a second, fix it, and we're going to continue. We're back, no worries. Hope you all still enjoy the birds outside my window. I'm not shutting the window. I need air in this room. Now it can get stuffy in here during quarantine. Okay, so we're going to the Bayou, because I need to be able to play 2 cards. I'm going to gain 3 power. I'm going to, check this out. This is cool. I'm going to play 1 frog form on Charlotte, and I'm going to play 1 frog form on Naveen. So this brings Charlotte down to 0 strength, and it brings Naveen down to 2. Very handy. Love that frog form. Ooh, I got another sleight of hand. Okay, this is good. That's a bit of a jackpot there. Oh, and look. Got Rule New Orleans. That's the card that we need to win. When you get Rule New Orleans, play it to your fortune pile right away. Get it out of your hand so it can be there ready for you to win when you're ready. And like I said, Big Daddy is the only person that can take a card out of your fortune pile and put it back into your deck, and we're about to get rid of him anyway, so we're okay. All right, we've got a good hand going into our next turn anyway. So that's the end of that turn. Okay. Excellent. Let's do this. We're moving down to... Oh, yeah, we're moving down to 15. I lost count for a second, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Can you all blow on this for me? Okay, cool. Yay! We rolled a 0, so nothing happens. Okay. All is not lost. Okay. Let's move to the Voodoo Emporium. First, we're going to play Voodoo Dolls here at the parade. And then we're going to perform our Vanquish action and get rid of Big Daddy LaBeouf. It is LaBeouf, right? Or is it LaBeouf? I don't know. That puts Shadow Spirits into our fortune pile. Like I said, they have a negative fortune ability, and I've got 2 of them in here, so I could lose 4 power. But again, I'd still have a ton of power left. So it's not the best, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, now I said you need to play Rule New Orleans as soon as you get it. I'm clearing out my heroes first. I'm just getting rid of some of these guys. So I use my play a card symbol on Voodoo Dolls, and that's fine. But I have opened up my top 2 action symbols now, so I can gain 1 power, and then I can roll my Fate defense die to perform a Fate action. Plus 1 power. See, that one's rolling strangely too. Oh well. You guys, you gotta work a little harder to impress me. Okay. That's the end of our turn. We're going to draw our hand back up to 4. Ooh, we got another one of these. That's nice. We have very good cards in our hand. All of them have fortune abilities. All of them have positive fortune abilities. So that's good for us. I like that for us. Now, I did institute a rule that if you go 5 turns, you get to 15, 10, and 5, and you haven't been fated in the previous 5 turns, you automatically get fated. But we obviously have been fated a bunch, so we don't have to do that. But that's just in case you go too long without getting fated. That's no more realistic than getting fated every single turn. So that's just to balance things out. Oh! Hang on, guys. I don't count floor rolls. -1 power. Okay, so that's not great. But again, it doesn't hurt us that much. Okay, oh, good times. So we can't vanquish these guys just yet because we only have 1 vanquish symbol. But that's alright. We're going to go to Tiana's place again so that we can play a card. You know what? No. We're going to go to the Bayou. I was going to go somewhere else because I didn't need the power. Guys, each of these 3 character expansions comes with 40 power tokens. And that's supposed to work for a game of 3. But he's got like half the power here. Anyway, we're going to play both of our sleight of hand cards, one right after the other. So let's play 1 for 1 power, and that lets us look at the top 3 cards of our hand, kind of like when you play Almost There, except in this case, we get to put 1 into our hand and discard the others, rather than junking up our fortune pile. Okay, so here's another sleight of hand. Normally, I would grab the sleight of hand, if this was the card that I found, so that I could use it again. But I'm playing 2 in a row right now, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to grab an ally. This is Lawrence. He's got 3 strength. He moves to a hero's location if they get played, so he's very useful to have around, and he doesn't have a fortune ability to bother me if he ends up in the fortune pile. So I am going to discard these 2. Also, here's more Shadow Spirits that would hurt us, so rather would just discard them. So normally, like I say, this is the card that I would snag right away. But I already have enough. I've done a lot of digging to my deck already, so that's pretty good. Alright, so that's going into my hand. Wait, what did I just do? No, that's supposed to go. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's play the other sleight of hand and draw 3 more cards. Aha. Okay. We obviously want to discard these guys because that completely stops our fortune from being played. I like Voodoo Dolls. They're not that strong, but you stack a couple of them up or you use frog form and they work just fine. They can move heroes around. But I want this item, this cane, that helps me access additional action symbols at nearby locations. So I didn't find the talisman, but I got a good ally and I got a good item. And I moved through my deck, so the talisman will no doubt show up soon. Well played, Doctor. Okay, down to 13. Oh my goodness, I'm so crazy. There we go. You know, it's really weird, and I say this as a way to, like, jinx myself, but I almost never draw Tiana out of the Fate deck when I play Dr. Facilier. I never get to see her, but watch it happen now. Let's see, which way did that? Yeah, that's the one with that's the one that keeps rolling. Okay, what do we got? Hey, wow, was that uncanny or what? Lewis. Okay, so he's the strongest hero in your Fate deck because, you know, he's a big guy. And if I move to his location, I have to reveal my hand to an opponent. They take a card out and stick it in my fortune pile. So that's pretty gnarly. But I usually just, you know, jump around Lewis until, you know, I guess it would be best if you played Lewis to Voodoo Emporium, because Dr. Facilier does have to go there if he wants to play the cards will tell and to perform the Vanquish action to get rid of Lewis. So that would be the best place to put him. But I want to play Tiana. I do. I want to play Tiana. So let's play Tiana. All of Dr. Facilier's card costs are increased by 1 power. So, you know, he's got a lot of power and his cards are very cheap. She throws that balance off a little bit. Because she's a hard-working gal. She doesn't think that people should get by cheating like she does. You know, she wants some honesty and diligence and hard work to prevail. So, there we go. And there are a lot of 0 cost cards in his deck that he now has to pay for. So you wouldn't even bother playing this one now, because you'd have to pay 1 power to get 2 power, and you're basically paying 1 power to get 1 power. Did that sound complicated? It's really not. Okay.